Basic principles. No woman wakes up saying, God, I hope I don't get swept off my feet today. Now, she might say, this is a really bad time for me, or something like, I just need some space. Or my personal favorite, I'm really into my career right now. You believe that? Neither does she. You know why? Because she's lying to you. That's why.
I forget what that's from.
You understand me? That is from the 2005 critically acclaimed movie starring Will Smith called Hitch. Actually, it wasn't.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That was part of the opening, wasn't it?
I'd never seen it. I just Googled greatest openings of all time, and this was on the list.
Fantastic. Well, here we go. What are we doing here, Larry? What's happening?
Well, I'm quoting the movie Hitch. You're interrupting me, and then we're doing the Roadblock, second Roadblock of 2016 prediction show.
Yeah, Roadblock, end of the line.
Roadblock 2 in your house.
I'm the Duke. He's the Larry, and let's get to it. What's our big open?
I guess we'll start with the pre-show here. It's Big Cass versus Big Rusev.
Yeah, Ruru. Aw, too soon.
Wow. Can I tell you that that this angle feels like it's the Dolph Ziggler angle, except or was going to be the conclusion of the Dolph Ziggler angle, but like many months later, and like Ziggler removed because of the whole Rusev and Lana getting engaged kind of story, breaking up the I guess the legitimacy of them really getting engaged, ruining the storyline. I feel like this is like, well, we had this angle on the back burner, so let's just throw Enzo in there now. But he's got a big tag team partner, so we can just kind of like, 2 for 1. We'll throw Enzo in and replace the Dolph Ziggler, and then we'll throw Big Cass in the redemption match instead of, Enzo getting back on his feet and taking revenge for himself. I don't like how this was all played out on TV. The whole, sexual innuendos and cutting to the kids in the crowd reacting. Like kids, like 8-year-olds reacting to stuff they shouldn't know in the crowd. Does this match really do anything for you, by the way?
I mean, it could be good. I feel like Rusev is... I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Enzo and Big Cass, but I feel like Ruru is way, way beyond a match like this.
Well, when
you take what you can get, but I mean, like, why would he be like, as singles competitors? They're like as bottom of the card as you can get. Now, as tag, they should be up there in the top of the tag team title picture. But as singles,
tag, they're bottom as you can get according to win-loss record.
Well, fair enough. But I'm just saying. I said they should be.
Right. No, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, and they're really over. But as singles competitors, I mean, neither one of them belong in a ring with Rusev. But whatever. I mean, at least he gets a match during the weekend. So there's that. But
well, it's a problem
it's not
when
doing much for me. I hope Rusev wins. I doubt he will because it's Big Cass and he probably needs a win now. So.
I suspect Rusev will win, but it's a problem when this is, again, every week we talk about this. When your top 4 guys are fighting each other, and your top 5th guy is injured, what does your next top guy do? Well, he's got to do something. You got to have Cass on the card somehow because they got to do the hot opening and have the crowd react and, get the crowd into the night kind of stuff. So, like, matches like these will happen. The guy who's left out of the singles picture versus, the guy who gets the crowd over.
And which, by the way, a guy who's left out of the singles picture, who right now, this could be a U.S. title match, but for some reason, and I know we'll get to it in a second, but for some reason we have the U.S. title on someone who isn't even being described as the U.S. champion.
Yeah.
But you know, so this could be a U.S. title match, which would give it a little bit more weight and would be good for both people. But instead, it's just some random pre-show match based on, you know, garbage, you know, like C-level soap opera romance garbage. So
again, something on the back burner that I felt like
I think
they
you're
forced
right,
themselves to
let's
conclude.
just pick up where we left off. Yeah,
They forced themselves to conclude it because it's December.
yeah.
They mail stuff in December. I feel like writers go on like a 2-month vacation and they just kind of like have like, you know, like the miscellaneous jar. Like what angles did we not do this year that we talked about maybe doing? And we get stuff like this or you know, it's a little harsh to say that. I know it's not true, but
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
And
it seems that way. It comes across that way.
And what happens if Rusev loses, and what happens if Rusev wins? What happens if Cass loses? What happens if Cass wins? I think nothing. Yeah, nothing. Cass is not elevated.
Time that. I wish we would time that to do it together.
We kind of did.
Yeah,
we didn't plan it, but we kind of did. Cass is not elevated to any singles title picture because the titles are going to be on Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns or Roman Reigns and Owens.
Yeah.
So that's
how
not.
How about this? How about this, Larry?
Yeah.
When all is said and done, how many dimes do we get out of this match?
Geyer. Did I do it right?
Oh, come on.
Did I do it?
0 dimes.
Zero
dimes.
You know who have 0 dimes right now? Steve Blackman has 0 dimes.
Oh, man.
I'm going to say Rusev wins. You're going to say Cass wins just because
sure.
Big guy. And
but either way.
So Cass always wins as
it just doesn't matter.
Cass always wins as a singles competitor, and Enzo and Cass always lose as the tag team. I can see where this is going.
I mean, I know. That kind of is the case, too.
I can see this going where this is going when Finn Balor comes back.
They always lose together.
Yeah.
Enzo always loses on his own. Cass always wins.
Yeah, which one's Jannetty?
Foregone conclusion.
Which one's Jannetty? And to me, it's both of them. Let's move on to the next match, which probably will open the main show. T.J. Perkins versus Brian Kendrick versus Rich Swann for the Cruiserweight title. You know my stock has gone way down on the Cruiserweight division over the last 2 weeks. I was never really big into it. I was never rooting for it against it, but I was never really big into it. They have a lot of untapped potential in their superstars they selectively use. And I just think like Rich Swann has just been too all over the place for me to really get excited when I see him anymore.
He's been rather outlandish, if you ask me.
I don't.
Someone put that gimmick on him because they didn't think he had a good enough thing going already, and he's been doing what they ask him to do, and it's a little it's a lot goofy, but I don't know. I don't hate it, but I get where you're coming from.
He's goofy, and that has a charm to him, for sure.
Sure.
But then all of a sudden we need to tag him outlandish. He's got like 6 catchphrases and like 6 titles, and like
it's just like he was fine without that, and let's add that to it, and now he just plays it up even more, and it's just kind of weird.
Well, the best thing about this, and a little tangent here, because we don't really cover a 205 Live and probably won't going forward unless we want to talk about a specific thing that we read about.
Sure.
The best thing to happen with the Cruiserweights recently, within the last 2 weeks, was definitely Jack Gallagher announcing he was going to do a run-in on the microphone. You saw that, right?
Yes, it was brilliant. It was fantastic.
Because I am a gentleman, I am going to inform you that I am going to interfere with your match.
Because I am an extraordinary gentleman, I must inform you that of my interference in this match.
It was the greatest thing ever.
Huge pop.
Yeah, he's good. I don't know. Again, I don't know if he's the type of wrestler I would want to see week in, week out. We have been like 2 times a week though. I don't know. The cruiserweight division is what it is, and I feel like it's stale and stagnant. And here we are. How many months later? 4 months later, is it already?
Is it? Maybe.
I don't know. When did it debut? Because the cruiserweight tournament was in the summer, right? And then like 2 weeks after that ended, we got him on TV.
Something like that, yeah.
So let's say 3 months, just a good 3 months. And here we are. It's the same guys. It's the WWE main roster style booking. It's the same guys hovering around the title picture.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is just existing for filler matches.
Maybe they show up.
What do you mean?
No, everyone else. Maybe they're there.
Oh yeah, and they're just in filler matches, or now it's at least on 205. I don't know. The cruiserweight division in a whole, it's just like there's nothing special about it, and I think that's the thing. If we want to like say that we don't really care about Cass and Rusev because there's nothing special about that storyline. It's a C-list, it's a soap opera storyline that me or you not into, but this fits our this is our comfort zone. This is our market. These are wrestlers. This is an environment we love to watch and experience. Like just guys who can wrestle doing their thing, and they have a forum to do that. But then they got this restriction around them that is the WWE main roster booking and writing. And it's just I know I'm in Wayne's basement. We're not in Wayne's basement, but this looks like Wayne's basement kind of deal. It's, I don't know. I can't put it in words, Duke. It's just not doing it for me, I guess is the expression I should use.
So who wins?
I forget even who's in the match. Hold on. Who wins? I really do think we're going to see our first 2-time Cruiserweight champion. I just don't know which one it is.
I think
I'll go Perkins.
That kind of makes sense. I think if it's Perkins, it will be via him just totally
healing out on Swan.
Healing out on Swan. Yeah, I could totally see that.
I think I'm leaning that way as well.
Yeah.
I think the title change was made for reasons I can probably say off the air, but also for reasons of doing something on the first episode of 205 Live.
Yeah.
And then full circle back to TJ Perkins in a different role, a more I don't want to say darker, but a more arrogant role, because that's
I'd say more natural, more
arrogant, more cocky, which he should have been in the first place, instead of this guy looking for one-up mushrooms or whatever he was doing backstage that one time. And then
Oh yeah, he was totally looking for the shrooms.
I don't know. It's just your first impressions of the Cruiserweight Classic was TJ Perkins was heavily spotlighted.
Yeah,
and you're like, this guy's a prick.
Yeah,
just this guy's a jerk. And then
they turned him ultra baby. They told him, give the most baby face promo of your life when you win, and then they saddled him with, hey, you're back to that same gimmick you had in TNA where you're a video game character come to life. Have fun
with no bland personality,
absolutely no personality whatsoever.
Yeah, hey, it works for Bobby Lashley, right?
Sure.
So, all right, we both. Yep.
Those are totally the same, but yeah, let's move on to something more positive. Let's go.
Do we have anything more positive? All right, let's do some positive.
I mean, it's kind of a rough show.
Yeah, we've been saying that a lot lately, and then be like, "Hey, I'm pleasantly surprised by this show."
Well, I mean, we say it about Raw shows.
Yeah, all Raw shows are. Well, this is a Raw show, and that's good.
Yeah,
kind of why.
There you go.
Hey, how about Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho? Let's go to the
This might steal the show. This might very well steal the show. It could be I feel like this is the sleeper of the show, even though they're both great workers, and Seth probably one of the top guys in the business, quote unquote work rate wise, and then Chris Jericho probably one of the top guys in the business psychology wise. I think it's still going to be a surprise to people how much they enjoy this match. I hope, as long as they're given the right amount of time. So.
Can I do a bold prediction, saying it just to say it? We don't do this a lot anymore.
Okay, go.
Because of this match, the outcome of this match is going to make Jericho on Monday put Finn Balor on the list. I don't know why. I don't know how.
You think Balor's going to get involved in something?
I think Balor is going to be on this show during this match.
Interesting.
And I listen, bold prediction, saying it just to say it.
Sure.
It's something for those who don't know, it's something you say that probably has no chance of happening, but you're just going to say it anyway because, hey, listen, why not?
Because it's not like he has to actually do anything.
No, he can do the music, but I mean, Seth Rollins is not in the role to be like, crap, Balor's back and he's coming after me, because he's kind of in the babyface role.
Right.
So, how does that play into it? Well, I don't know. I just want to see Jericho put Balor on the list on Monday. It's basically it. And I feel like Balor is going to be on the show for some reason. And
that's interesting.
2 and 2 together, and there we go. Let's do it here. Let's keep him away from the title for now until he's 100%. And maybe he mixes it up with either of these two, and maybe we have a nice little match come February between the three.
So are you... What the only problem I see with that is that lends itself to Jericho losing, and because of shenanigans or distraction. And WWE, although they've done it a little more recently, WWE typically likes making baby faces look like absolute morons, not heels. And it would make sense for Seth to be distracted by Balor showing up, because obviously Seth put him on the shelf, right? So
yes,
it would make sense for Jericho to win because of Seth getting distracted, but and it does make sense in like everything about him being involved and Seth losing because of it makes sense, because it makes the babyface look like an absolute idiot. There's actually a reason for him to be distracted by Balor. But then why would Jericho put him on the list? Like, then, the follow-up.
Then he has no reason to put him on the list, yeah.
He has no reason to put him on the list. So it's like, you've confused my booking brain on this. So who do you pick to win? And regardless of interference, who do you pick to win?
Regardless of interference, who do I pick to win? It's just, it's Seth Rollins. I mean, as much as I like Jericho, and we feel Jericho is just the guy who's going to put over other people.
Yeah, and I really wish Jericho was moving into a title feud of some sort, even if it's the U.S. title.
I don't know, Roadblock 2016 end of the line, Rusev versus Jericho for the title. Roman Reigns versus Jericho for the U.S. title. We got that on Raw, though, so I was surprised to see that we finally did get it.
Yeah.
But, just their soap opera storylines are just going to interweave in every match, and every match doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I don't want to rant on it too much yet, because we'll get to it in a second, but man, the U.S. title just doesn't matter. And when Cena had it, like people can John Cena sucks all day long, but man, did that title matter when he had it.
And even when Rollins had it before him, and then Cena had it before him.
But it's like they're trying to. This is what they're doing with. I'm sorry for distracting from the point. I'll get back. I'm picking Rollins too, even though I would like to see Jericho sort of win and move up. But wins and losses don't mean anything anymore. People just float in and out of things, like you've said.
Well, wins and losses mean a lot. If you lose a title match, you automatically get another title match for the other title.
Fair enough.
That's the only way wins and losses matter now.
Or you get the rematch for the exact same title, even if you're not quote unquote contractually due a rematch.
Right.
and then you move on to the other title because randomly somehow you get involved in that. Um, but this is what, and we haven't talked about this at all yet, so this is sort of a sidebar. But man, they have just this is what they've done with Roman with the U.S. title. He won it. He's defended it a couple times, but they downplay the fact that he is the United States champion because it is the inferior belt, or the B or C tier belt. Even though when Cena had it, it was almost the title. But the way he carries it and everything, like I wasn't really that affected by it until I noticed what they were doing. They were having him walk in with a championship belt, but sort of hiding what championship belt it was, because they just want everyone to get used to seeing him with a championship belt. And like, to me, it just has become this psychology game of, hey, you've seen him carrying a title every week. It's not that different. Now he's just wearing this, gangly red looking one. It's the same thing, and I'm not necessarily going to pick him to win when we get there, by the way. But anyway, it's I don't know. It's just this weird psychological game that I feel like they're playing, where they're like, "Come on, you can deal with him being a title holder." When it's never been about whether he has a title or not. It's about his character and the fact that constantly he has to overcome all these odds, even though he should just be a monster.
Right.
That doesn't have to overcome.
And why do they have
to overcome him?
And why do they have to protect him as a champion? When he can just be a champion. They protect, like, they gave him the title and then don't let him defend the title. And then it's like, the fans, everyone just says everything's handed to him. Well, they handed him a title and they do nothing with the title. Well, then they just artificially keeping him the champion that way, technically, right, so to speak. What they're doing on house shows is they're doing Owens versus Roman for the U.S. title. So Roman can go over every night and Owens doesn't have to lose the champ, That's what they're doing on house shows. Roman versus Owens, U.S. title match.
And here's the thing. I like Roman Reigns. I actually like Roman Reigns. And I especially like some of his mic work that he's done recently, where he's just been very natural. And it seems they've... here comes the pun. They've taken the reins off of him on the mic.
That's a Geyer pun.
Yeah, it was pretty Geyer. But anyway... You still don't even know where you were going with that.
Yeah, I have no idea what I meant by that segment, but it was fun.
But I love that we keep coming back to it. But anyway,
it worked. Vince Russo 101.
I'm sorry for distracting the point, and I know we'll get to that in a second. But I just didn't want to talk about it when we got there. I wanted to talk about the match. But yeah, it's just back to, man, if that title belt was on anyone else, if it was on Jericho and he had rebranded it the Canadian Championship like Lance Storm did back in the day, holy crap, that'd be great. It'd be a great callback, and it would totally fit Jericho's character. And then then every time they went to Canada, he could change it back to the U.S. Championship just to be a dick. It'd be fantastic. It would be so Jericho. But no, we don't get that. We get a guy who's hiding the fact that he's the U.S. champion. And I still think that that's part of management saying, hey, we want you walking around with a belt, but we just want people to get used to you walking around with a belt, because maybe if they get used to you walking around with a belt, they'll stop booing you. Just more missing the point on what the problem is.
Just give him a big weight belt that says Hollywood on it then. Like, they don't have to give him the U.S. title.
Or that just says Empire. Just put a big belt that says Empire. He's
Cookie and Lucius's picture right on either side.
Now he's got all the weight of the Empire behind him. Anyway, whatever. So,
can I segue? Can I transition here?
Yeah, go.
All right, here's a good one. Ready?
Go.
Or you had the title on Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And then when he's getting beaten up by Braun Strowman, he's Rocky with the title going, hey, I want this guy. I'm a champion. I'm a fighting champion. You can't tell me no. I have a championship.
Yeah.
wow, does this match even mean more?
Yeah, yeah. It's just
I'm not totally
I just hate that championship went from. I know I keep distracting from what we actually need to talk about, but I just hate that it went from like it's basically on even or higher tier than the top championship because of the open challenge, and then like you said before it, and then the little swaps during it, and then a couple of reigns after it, it was good, and then all of a sudden we put it on a guy and we just play psychological games with the fans, and it's pointless.
it needs to
And
be.
it could serve a purpose everywhere else on this card right now.
It needs to be the mid card title it used to be. Like, not to say that nobody like in the top tier of wrestling main eventers never held it, because they have. The history books show that. But when you have a segmented roster from the brand split, and you have 5 to 6 guys who have legitimately, who can be legitimate champions and put those butts in the seats and whatever other things promoters talk about, why are both belts in that group? Why is the belt not on Sammy? Why is the belt not back on Rusev or still on Rusev? Why is the belt not on Braun Strowman? Why is the belt not on... Well, I mean, like Rollins and Jericho, they're in the top tier there, but title for title never works for me, and I guess, we already did our rant for our last match of the day.
Sure.
So let's further derail or get the train back on the tracks here. Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman. I'm not like against this feud. I haven't been high on Sami Zayn in a while, and Braun Strowman's like coming into his own. He's finally fighting real, like, legitimate people. Not the local ham and eggers or whatever. The only thing I just didn't like is I just didn't like the Sami Zayn Mick Foley stuff. The whole like, I'm gonna go to SmackDown. Oh, you want to go to SmackDown? I'll trade you for Eva Marie. Okay, that was funny. But the whole like, I was never gonna trade you, the blank piece of paper thing. It's like, well, I mean, like, again, you have soap opera writers writing wrestling, and that's not like a salty, sodium-filled comment. That's like legitimately what they have. They have former soap opera writers, writing wrestling for TV, and they don't have like wrestling minds behind any of this, or at least especially on Raw, it comes across that way more. And there's just more of a story to tell when it's like two guys, one's just out for destruction, and the other one's out for redemption. The Rocky story. I got my ass kicked. I need another chance. I got my ass kicked again. I want one more shot at it. And then they just have the intermediary between them in Mick Foley. I don't know. Like, Mick Foley is a heel GM with a babyface gimmick. He won't give Sammy the match, and it's just, I don't know. I grew tired of it. But I should actually like this story, Duke, of the overcoming the odds, the monster versus the legitimate wrestler, quote unquote. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, this is the overcoming the odds story.
Yeah, this is not the Roman Reigns overcoming the odds story. This is the smaller guy going against the bigger guy.
Yeah, this is that actual story, and talk about the perfect guy to tell it. I mean, come on, Sami Zayn is he's unbelievable in how he approaches whatever his character is supposed to be doing at any given time. I feel like he outperforms everything he's supposed to do, and then all of a sudden he just disappears into obscurity. I mean, it happened in NXT. It's almost he comes across or how WWE has treated him from beginning to end comes across as, man, this guy gets over too well. We got to cool everybody off on him.
No, we never heard that before. Zack Ryder, CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean, it just gets like that. That's Sami Zayn, and it's not even like, he's like poor man Seth Rogen as far as looks, but man, just the way he pulls off his character, and the way and how creative he is in the ring, and I mean, to be one of these indie darlings, the dude has psychology down to just, I don't know. Just I get so invested in all his matches, from the short little squash matches to his epics that he puts on with Owens from time to time. So
he's the guy you want. He's the type of wrestler. He's the build. He's the style. He's everything you want in that cruiserweight division on the main roster. So like it's like twofold. It's like, well, why won't they just do what they let Sami Zayn do for the cruiserweights? And at the same time, it's like, well, why doesn't Sami Zayn have this presence and this spot every week for the last 4 months like the cruiserweight wrestlers do? It's like, you want the cruiserweight wrestling style. Well, you have guys on the roster. Neville, where the hell is Neville? You have Sami's.
Allegedly, he's actually still injured.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he apparently he may have come back too early
from
his break.
Okay.
But there was an interview recently. Yeah, sorry to derail you, but
no, it's a good. I need to know these answers.
Yeah, there was some interview when they were on one of the Europe tours recently, and they asked him why he hasn't been in the ring much and why they haven't seen him on TV, and he said, "Yeah, well, I'm still having ankle problems." So
I just figured he was on Main Event, and I never noticed. I mean, Main Event, and never noticed.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean, I think he did that a little bit, and he's even done some tag stuff, but he's done tag stuff. So, so he doesn't have to do all the work.
Okay.
Yeah. And that might be why he's so shaky for the Red Arrow a lot of times. Because, I mean, he's always played it up, but there's a difference between playing it up and looking like you're about to just fall on your face. and he still lands it every time, right? That we've seen. But because he's that great of an athlete, but he has looked really shaky and unsure of what's going on. So I suspect he really has been trying to get back there, and maybe he came back a little too fast.
All right, that's fair enough. And now that makes me think.
Anyway,
now that makes me think that
Sami
Zayn was never meant for this role, and it was going to be Neville.
Could very well have been.
Now it makes me think that, because just thinking like, WWE, how they do things,
and they really wanted to cool Sami down and just not put him on TV at all.
Yeah, they're the cooler. Hey, listen, I think Braun Strowman wins. I think there's an eventual like big time matchup with Braun Strowman and somebody in the upper elite level. And you know what's going to happen is it's going to be the Big Show. And the Big Show is going to be the one that beats Braun Strowman, and then the Big Show is going to fight Shaq at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I hope you're wrong, but that seems unfortunate, like an unfortunate trajectory. Not that I don't think Braun minds that, because he's within, he's, from interviews I've heard, he's very respectful of the business and of veterans, and so I could see him enjoying the opportunity, but I don't think it really does anything for him, especially like you said, if he loses.
Well, you can just have Finn Balor come out in that match, distract Braun Strowman, and then Big Show gets the win.
You're just still stuck on that, aren't you?
We'll find a way to do it. We'll find a way to fit it in naturally, awkwardly, but naturally.
I don't know if there's going to be an actual winner of this match, but I do suspect.
10-minute time limit.
Yeah, 10-minute.
We're going 10 minutes. You're right.
Yeah. I suspect it's a 10-minute draw, but I do suspect we finally see whatever it is Braun has been setting up for with the Tree of Woe. I think there's the 10-minute time limit, and Braun match ends with
and
no
minute
winner,
11,
and Braun just destroys Sami, puts him in the Tree of Woe, and we see whatever it is. And I hope it's something. I mean, it doesn't have to be like my head explodes or anything like that, but I hope it's not just like he runs and pokes his knee in Sami's stomach or something.
No, time in a Tree of Woe, run to the other corner, sprint at him, stop, and just punch him right in the thigh, and then walk out.
Yeah,
that'd be the greatest move. It's almost as good as Kevin Owens' top rope jump down headlock.
Yeah.
Well, a quick note here, worth mentioning.
But I mean, with all the teasing of it, I feel like it has to be something.
Yeah. Quick note worth mentioning: Mick Foley is on a leave of absence from the WWE for reasons unrelated to wrestling, mostly family and charity work, from what my source tells me. So there's going to be no one there to stop this.
So maybe they do. Like we talked about how that would how Foley wouldn't be there for the fallout, but maybe that actually plays right into this.
Or
maybe they're smarter than we thought thought they were.
Big Show comes down to help Sami Zayn, and now we got a natural way for Big Show
I'm not
and
gonna do it.
Strowman to
I almost did it. I'm not gonna do it.
What'd you do?
I'm not gonna do it.
What?
Well,
I just don't know how the Big Show would get to the ring. Like, how would the fans know the Big Show come to the ring?
I'm not doing it.
But it's a thing. You've done it 2 weeks in a row. It's a thing. This is
I know,
thing.
but I said I wouldn't do it anymore because it's dumb.
He'll come to the ring as a heel, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, he's going to beat up Sami Zayn," and then he turns around and punches Braun Strowman, knocks him out. First time ever Braun Strowman's been laid out, and he leaves the ring as a face.
And then
Finn Balor comes out.
Strowman's laying there, and wait, I got it. And Jericho, the only person who has ever pinned Braun Strowman, because no one told Jericho no when he was supposed to win by pinfall. No one told him that had never happened to Strowman, and so on a house show he pins Braun Strowman and he's the only person ever that's done it. So anyway, Strowman's knocked out from the knockout punch. He's starting to get up, and then Jericho shows up, does a lion salt, and just pins him and counts to 3 for no good reason. And then Finn Balor's music hits,
and Bayley comes out.
And Bayley comes out. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna get back to that. And then when Bayley comes out, all of a sudden Nia Jax shows up and chokes out Bayley, and
they all do the mannequin challenge in the ring.
And then Asuka debuts.
Needs more revival, but I go with Braun Strowman.
Fair enough.
What about you?
Yeah.
Time limit.
Yeah, I say time limit, and then Strowman finally does whatever that Tree of Woe thing is.
See, the problem with the time limit is that they announced there's a time limit, so there's a time limit, and it's going to be a time limit draw. But the problem with the time limit is we're going to see these two again. Possibly not.
Are we? I mean, it seems like it's cooldown period after this for Sami. He's going to be gone until WrestleMania. Or the Royal Rumble, I guess.
I have to look this up, and it's probably SmackDown. But the month of January, there's 2 pay-per-views. And one's the Royal Rumble combined, and the other one, I think, is SmackDown. So I just want to make sure that it's not Royal Rumble and then Raw.
No, I think it's Royal Rumble and then...
it was taken off the board, maybe.
SmackDown is getting Elimination Chamber.
In February, yeah.
Yeah.
I could have sworn I saw Royal Rumble, which was the end of the month, and then another one in the beginning of the month. That's still possible, but I typed in 2016 because I'm an idiot. So
it seems like it should be the SmackDown one, since we've got Raw now, then Royal Rumble, and then it seems like it would be SmackDown next.
It looks like it's going to be. TakeOver is insanity. Whatever it was, it looks like it's not anymore. So maybe it was speculated, and then
they were supposed to be taking some. They were supposed to be cutting back. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was speculated, and they just took it off the board.
Off the board.
All right, no big deal. So it's probably not going to happen at Royal Rumble, unless the Royal Rumble match is Strowman versus Big Show. But those two should be in the Rumble because they're big guys, and the Rumble should be 40 men again. But we'll talk about that probably next week.
Sure.
So a couple time limit draws for us, and the unveiling of Braun Strowman.
And we move on.
Big move. Yeah, we move on. Hey, listen, let me ask you a question about Monday night. When did Kofi Kingston ever tag in?
He was on the floor. He did his sneaky tag thing. He actually did tag in. He tagged into Carl Anderson, and the ref actually called it. He actually called the tag.
Oh, because they never...
Well, the problem was Cole said Cole told everyone the wrong information because Cole missed the tag. So Cole told everyone that Carl Anderson was legal, and he wasn't.
Well, not even that. They never even showed replays like they do with the sneaky tags. They
That's
never
true.
even showed the
They
replay,
didn't.
and I'm like, oh man, maybe he just never tagged in, and
No,
then they just screwed the finish.
They did, and
Okay.
the ref actually called it. So
Okay.
it was legit.
Yeah, they never showed a replay where the ref was calling it or where Kofi tagged in, and I'm like, all right. And then they had their second match of the night after that. When did it ever become apparent that? Well, when did it become official that it was Cesaro and Sheamus for the title at the pay-per-view as well?
See, I don't know. It seems like it was before. I don't know.
Because they
like,
don't win a number one.
too. I'm like,
Yeah.
like, why are they number one? Why is it them? Yeah, it's just why is it them versus anybody else that's been in the picture? And when was it? Like, what was the reasoning for making it official at any given time? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I missed something, but apparently you did too.
Because when I was prepping for this, I'm like, all right, New Day versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Okay, same old, same old. Wait a second. They didn't win a number one contenders match, so they got put into a triple threat match, and then they lost the triple threat match, and now they're owed another. Like then now they get automatically another match without a single match happening before then.
I don't know. I don't know. I missed. I apparently completely missed something, or they just didn't explain it. And Cesaro
hold on.
What did we miss?
We this is what we missed. Cesaro, because talking about shows that don't really matter. It matters for the people it's being performed for.
Oh, it was on Tribute to the Troops.
It was on Tribute to the Troops. They won a fatal four-way. Yeah.
That's right. I knew there was something that I had missed, and I have not seen it yet, but I heard like actual canon things happen. It wasn't just some random show.
Yeah.
But,
And
like real things happen.
I'm half and half on that.
I mean, that's good.
It's good, there's canon shows, but I really hate the fact that it's not done in front of a full, like, military crowd anymore. Not that they have to go to Iraq to do it or Saudi Arabia, but I'm kind of upset that it was taped before SmackDown or after SmackDown.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it happened on.
That's right.
More things have happened on Tribute to the Troops than Superstars and Main Event all year.
Yep.
But that's because it's on USA, and they had to make something worthy happen. But yeah, it's time. It's time, and I think it's going to happen. I think Cesaro and Sheamus are walking out with this one. I don't know how or why.
I think so, but it's. I got to be honest, and this is going to be weird, but at this point, I'd rather New Day just keep it to get to 500, just to hit that milestone, and then drop them. Like, just so we've had someone hit the 500 milestone with the tag belts. I think that would actually be kind of cool. But it is time. I mean, it was time before they broke the record, and then they teased it nonstop. But it is time. So I'm gonna pick Sheamus.
I didn't necessarily think they were going to lose on Raw, but when they had that second match, I'm like, maybe
they had to overcome the odds, Larry.
I know, but I'm like, maybe
the three guys.
Owens and Jericho need that thing to get their friendship back on track. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the peace offering, and Jericho finally says he's sorry. And no, just I was in denial. That's all.
I really liked that match, though. I thought it was
it was really good. I liked it better than the first one.
I thought, Roman ending it with the spear. I thought that was pretty cool too. So, ending the aftermath.
Oh yeah.
After the aftermath.
No, I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, listen, I have nothing against the match. I have really nothing against New Day as tag champions. It's just like this show needs something. Like, not just this pay-per-view, but Raw needs something, and the only thing we're getting is Charlotte, Sasha flip-flops, and Roman always ascending to the top of the card. And everything else is just like, well, everything else just doesn't matter because nothing else happens. So,
Right.
So I'm hoping for a change. And, you know, what we talked about maybe 6 or 7 months ago, where New Day don't break up, but they have their eyes set on different things. It's harder to do now because of the whole Roman has the U.S. title and Kevin Owens has the Universal title, and then there's no other title. But I don't know. It'd be nice for Cesaro and Sheamus to win the titles, so the New Day has a title to go after. How about that?
Sure. Give them something to do.
I guess. And then the other 25 tag teams that they have on the roster don't matter still.
Sure.
So what are you going to say? New Day until 500, and I'll go Cesaro and Sheamus.
No, I picked Sheamus.
Okay.
Sheamus. Cesaro. I'm going to pick them.
The Celtic Supermen.
There you go.
There you go.
I like Cesaro's thing where he went back to back with Sheamus. I think they could actually do something with that.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty cool. So.
Well, they bonded. They bonded over a pint and a little fisticuffs.
Yep.
I
just thought that was cool. I feel like he sort of did it
mocking him.
Yeah, mocking him, but it actually looked like balling. Like it looked really good.
Well, because he did the whole.
They could do the Vesuvian Man.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Cesaro does sort of an X behind Sheamus, and Sheamus does his normal thing. I think that would be kind of cool, like a cool look for them, and they could even. I mean, I could make a T-shirt with that right now, actually, and I think it would be pretty balling. But anyway,
because Cesaro still rolled his eyes when Sheamus's music hit and did his like, oh come on stuff, and they're supposed to be like bonded now.
And then Sheamus was like, "What are you doing?" when they did the back-to-back thing. So
yeah.
I still don't even know if that was like intended or Cesaro was just like, "I'm just gonna have fun with this." So I'm just gonna change it up since people have seen us twice. So, but yeah, I'm gonna pick them taking the titles as well.
New Day get the titles back on Raw.
Probably.
All right. Speaking of titles back on Raw, women's title match: the champion Sasha Banks versus the undefeated pay-per-view warrior Charlotte Flair, with Ric Flair now re-employed in the WWE payroll. Screw job here, right? Ric Flair gonna help come down, help out Sasha Banks, and turn on her because we got to put the women's title belt back, women's title picture back on under the Ric Flair spotlight.
I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't hate the women involved. I just hate how they've built this. I mean, it's not a women's division; it's two women, and you've kept someone out of the picture very intentionally who could have made it more interesting. You've put Bayley on this sideshow garbage that doesn't matter, and I just don't understand it. I don't want to hate.
You pushed back the debut of Emelina to continue this nonsense.
You just straight up lie to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Card subject to change, but don't say someone is debuting and then they don't debut. Like that
like Kurt Hawkins, like Emelina, like Brodus Clay.
Fair enough.
They've done this.
I know there's precedent for it, but
no, I'm not saying good. No. It's not an argument against you. It's supporting your stance.
It's just stupid. It's like WWE thinks that they build heel heat by doing things like that, or I think that would, whether they think they're doing that or that's an excuse they use later on. No, that's not what you're doing. You're just building. You're just, destroying goodwill with your customers.
I gotta tell you, I don't think there was 1,000 people, and I'm giving the benefit of the doubt here. I don't think there was 1,000 people who tuned into Raw because Emelina was debuting.
Can I be honest? I literally did.
Did you?
Like that's the only reason.
We have to find 999 more.
I know, and I'm not trying to be this weird hipster, but I literally, I told my wife, I'm like, I'm not watching Raw tonight. I'll
Well, listen.
catch YouTube clips. I'm like, actually, no, there's something I want to see because they told me it was going to happen. And then it didn't. And I said, okay, I'm done with Raw. It's just like, I will just catch YouTube clips because if I watch and you can't even give me what you said you were going to give me, then why should I watch?
I mean, like, people who don't really watch Raw. Be like, oh,
yeah, you're right.
Emma's coming back.
You're completely
I'm
right.
gonna watch Raw again. You know, kind of stuff like that. But then not
Sure.
not they would know. But
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
I mean, like, listen, it was tongue in cheek because it's like they treat her like she's never been in Raw before, never been on TV before. It's like the debut of Emelina. It's okay. But like, you know, there's Emma, there's Summer Rae who's hurt, there's Bayley, there's Dana Brooke, there's Nia Jax, there's Alicia Fox, there's Tamina Snuka. Like, there is 7 other people on the Raw's women roster. 7. And this is the match we get. Granted, they've all been good matches, and I think their last match was one of their best matches. I really loved it. It's just, come on, every single time we do a show, we're doing this come on man segment where it's like we just keep talking about a match we talked about the week before and the week before and the week before, the month before. It never ends. And this is going to be the last one to settle it until they fight again at WrestleMania or wherever. You know, this is it. Last chance. Last time these two are fighting, so to speak. Sasha doesn't win on pay-per-views. Charlotte wins on pay-per-views. So it's going to be either the same, or it's going to be that, you know, of course Sasha wins this time because, you know, they have to do something different. I hate to say it because I said it at every match so far, but I'm not invested. And with the whole Ric Flair thing in the background, it's like, now I'm not on the edge of my seat. I'm kind of sitting back going, how are they going to ruin this?
Well, I will say, maybe, just maybe, this is actually an end to the feud because whoever wins, they had to beat the other person more times. You know what I'm saying? They have to win 2-1 or 3-2 or 4-3. You get what I'm saying? Like
I think if
they have to eliminate the idea of a rematch. Like logically, there should be no rematch because, well, I beat you more times than you beat me.
But
you had your rematch within the Iron Man match.
But okay, I see what you mean. Inside,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's
inside
just
the
like
Iron Man match. Okay, because
Yeah.
if Charlotte wins, then that means that Sasha beat Charlotte 3 times for the title. Charlotte beat Sasha 3 times for the title, and they're still even at 3-3. But you mean in the concept of the match, which I totally forgot about. It was an Iron Man match, which is hysterical.
Yeah.
But no, listen, they're going to be tied, time's winding down, and then Ric Flair's going to do something, and game over. Game over whoever. Whether he helps Sasha or whether he helps Charlotte. I don't know which one, but he's going to come down a la Ellsworth, a la whoever.
Well, maybe he interferes in favor of Sasha, but then that DQs Sasha. And he acts all sorry or whatever, and then
during her coronation on Monday,
or even during when she's handed the title, they hug and he's done with Sasha after that. Yeah, or he and Charlotte hug and he's done with Sasha after that, after essentially costing her the title. Which, I mean, that works. Honestly, that works for me, even though it's just it's that predictable. That still works for me.
They'll do it on Monday Night Raw when they do the All Hail the Queen, Sasha's coronation. It's the big show.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah,
Mouth Music by Duke, Volume 2.
Yeah, Mouth Music is back. But yeah, it's like you say though. It's like Charlotte will be doing her celebration, and then Sasha's music hits again.
Can we do something different here? and
It would be nice.
outside the box. Like no explanation, no like need to put a history behind it, no need to draw anything else other than just say this about something they can do differently. A woman in a mask comes down and interferes on behalf or against one of the other people and leaves, and then we have the mystery about who it is. And that's it. We leave it like that.
Just do something different.
We leave it like that. We unveil who it is on Monday. We keep it a secret, and they interfered next month as well. Like, we have like a Black Scorpion thing, except we all know it's not Ric Flair. But it could be Ric Flair, because Ric Flair is involved in the storyline. But we just have a random masked woman. It may not even be the masked woman they're going to unveil. It's just generically a woman under a mask, where you can't tell who she is, except probably it's not Nia Jax, and interfere, and that's it. Now there's a mystery. Now there's a story, and who was it, and who did it, and who called for it, who was the benefactor, who was the limo driver.
Yeah, and
done.
And that's all. That's a great idea, except we have a whodunit story on SmackDown already.
Oh, I didn't watch SmackDown, so I guess.
Well, no, I mean the Nikki thing, like who?
Oh yeah,
who
but
hurt Nikki,
yeah, okay.
so.
Yeah, well, all right, well, I mean, it's not unlike Raw and SmackDown to be running.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, copy paste is not like a no for them, and that is still that is different. It's the same.
No, but
idea,
it's kind of the same. Where I would yell about it anyway, but I guess I just don't care about the Nikki Natalia thing. So whatever. All right, I'm gonna go.
I'm going Charlotte.
I just think the division's better if Charlotte has the title and Sasha does things here and there.
I think
go
the
Charlotte.
division's better if Charlotte has the title and this finally turns Sasha and she just starts beating up other people for a while. She just goes on a mean streak for a while because she's an awful babyface. I mean, she really is.
They should just when Summer Rae's back, they should just do the BFFs again.
That'd be pretty cool.
And they'll just have a heel women's faction. Screw like the four horsewomen have to be together, blah blah blah. Just like, I mean, it does look like Emelina is going to be a heel because it just like, it just feels like the gimmick is a heel gimmick. The whole like I'm prettier and better than you, whatever, kind of stuff. But Nia Jax is a heel as well, so I mean, like, it doesn't fit. Like, it's going to be Bayley and Alicia Fox, who's now even a heel, even though she has a babyface boyfriend. Like, it just feels like it's too much, but at the same time, it's just like you need something. You need to, like, we didn't like when they did, like, 6-woman tag matches all the time. But yet now we're getting, like, one single women's match all the time. It's like, well, we got to have, like, a mixture of them somewhere. And get more of the women involved so that more of the women could be threats later on and be like out in the open when people watch wrestling and not just like, who's this? Oh, she's not even on the show like 2 times every 3 months. Why do I care about her? Kind of thing. But I don't know. We got to do something. Let's shake it up. Duke, let's have our surprise moment of the night be this match and something crazy happened that we were just like, oh my God, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, it'd be nice if it wasn't something totally predictable like what I was saying with Flair. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah.
Next.
Main event time.
Hooray.
Unfortunate hooray. I mean, again, the U.S. title should be on somebody else. Because it shouldn't matter that Roman Reigns has the U.S. title if we're going to let him win the U.S. title and he's automatically going to go again in the Universal title picture thereafter. It makes sense because he's the title holder, but in terms of helping promote the product and other wrestlers, it doesn't help at all.
Yeah, I'm not going to go back to I'm just going to mention it's just all a psychology game of get used to him having a title because it's coming. I'm going to go ahead and call my pick here. It's not happening here. You can laugh at me next week if I'm wrong. I really don't think so. They've gone against this a lot recently, but traditional booking says Roman was standing tall at the end of Raw. So it kind of makes sense for him to not win. Whether it's cheating or interference or whatever, typically whoever was the last man standing on Raw on the go home, he's not the guy who wins typically. Again, recently that hasn't necessarily held true, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but they have done this psychological thing of get used to him having a title because it's coming. I don't think it's coming now, and I think so that's all I'm gonna say on that. It'll be a great match, and almost every interview I hear with Owens that I've heard in the past, I don't know, 6 months to a year, he always makes mention of Roman Reigns at some point. And it's not like the stuff I was saying about Finn Balor a while back where he was talking about how, he really is good in the ring, and everyone's, if people paid more attention to what he does right, they would realize that he's a lot better than people are giving him credit for. But it's not that type of thing. It's just Kevin always talks about him like they talk. And like he pays attention to Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns, the whole not a good guy, not a bad guy, or not a bad guy, not a good guy, I'm the guy, that came from Kevin Owens. And then Kevin Owens even brought it up in a promo recently. So they talk a lot. I suspect this is going to be a lot better match than people expect. But I don't think Roman wins here. If he does, people will, boycott the internet. Not really. They won't stay off the internet, but they'll, cancel hashtag cancel WWE Network, whatever. And I'm not going to say for good reason because that's ridiculous, but I mean, you gotta stop riding this pony because it's a dead horse and you are just beating it into the ground. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous at this point. And I'm saying that as someone who I'm actually a fan of Roman Reigns now. But yeah, you gotta do something different, and trying to trick people with this weird psychology of, hey, he's been wearing a title, so we're just gonna change the color of it. It's just not gonna work. It's not. You're not going to get him over by continuing to do the exact same stuff over and over and over and over and over again. So,
and you know how you get him over? You have him lay out Seth Rollins.
Sure.
And not over in the crowd, but over in terms of a role that, hey,
an actual character direction.
If he's going to turn heel, let's take out one of the most beloved guys who's a face. Not take out one of the most beloved guys who's also a heel, because then they're just going to cheer the beloved guy who's also a heel even more, which they've done time and time again. Rusev, Owens, Jericho, the list goes pretty much. Seth Rollins, the list goes like forever. Anytime they put Rollins against somebody, the fans just go for, like, they're already rooting for the other guy already, and now the other guy's fighting Rollins, so now they're going to do the whole
Reigns.
Brock Lesnar getting over in Minneapolis kind of treatment. Like,
you mean Reigns? You were saying Rollins.
No, I'm sorry. I meant when he fought Rollins.
Yeah,
Reigns. Yeah. Every time Reigns fights somebody, and the other guy's a heel, the heel is already popular, and now he's fighting Roman Reigns, so now he's even more popular, and right. Roman Reigns gets booed even more. Like a full out assault on somebody would probably get him, continue to get him heat,
and not a heel. Like they tried to do that with Triple H. They have Triple H beat him up and bloody him up, and everybody cheers for it because duh.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, and then you have Reigns return the favor and people boo him because duh. Why wouldn't they? So it's not about Reigns. It's about what are you doing to just like. I felt sorry for the guy when whatever happened with the suspension, because I sat there that day and I saw comments people were making and stuff like that. And I'm just like, you know what? I can't say that I'd do anything different. The dude's probably exhausted, and whatever it was, whether it was Adderall or whatever, it's Adderall, steroids, whatever. He's having to deal with the fact that he's being pushed as Hulk Hogan, John Cena, second coming of everybody, and the crowd isn't buying it, and they just keep putting him in that role and sending him to talk shows and doing this, that, and the other.
3 years.
And all this crap.
3 years.
I mean, I don't know that I could, even getting paid well or whatever, and being considered the top guy, I don't know that I could deal with the mental gymnastics of all that, of, okay, I got to go out and be the good guy. Everybody hates me, but I got to go out and be the good guy, So
this is going to be a third Royal Rumble, like 2 years ago, I guess it was, because last year was a Royal Rumble where he beat the odds, right? Where he lost the title. 3 years. Last year was a Royal Rumble, he lost the title. The year before that was Royal Rumble, he became the number one contender because he won it. And the year before that was the one he eliminated CM Punk, right? And then, not he eliminated CM Punk, but Daniel Bryan and CM Punk got eliminated from that match, and the crowd went heel on everybody because they didn't like the fact that...
No. So last year was, like you said, was the one with...
Triple H.
With Triple H. The year before that was the one where Bryan got knocked out by Bray Wyatt, and then unceremoniously Kane and Big Show just tossed people out of the ring while Roman sat in the corner. And once again, bubble wrap, just put bubble wrap around Roman and make him not really look good, but then expect everybody.
Oh, the year before that was the one that Roman set the record, eliminating people.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So it's 2 years.
Which people were on board with him then, and then he got injured and then shoved right back into the limelight.
Well, he was Shield then. That was still Shield, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, listen.
But yeah,
2 years of
3 years.
2 years of Roman's not working as a top guy for the fans. Like, they're not treating him the way they want him to treat him. So let's just keep doing it. The fans will get used to it. The fans will adapt. The fans will change their mind. And it's just 2 years of this. And it doesn't change. And then here we are. Roman gets suspended is the only break we have from it. And he comes back and he's immediately in the contention to be the guy who fights for the Universal title. Finn Balor beats him. Fine. That's cool. That's punishment. That's whatever. That's just making, I'm going to say punishment, but that could be just, creative booking as well. And the part, they just wanted to elevate Finn Balor, and they can do it by getting him over on Roman Reigns, who everyone doesn't want to win anyway. So that's a smart decision. But then what happens? Rollins gets the title. Roman Reigns gets the U.S. title. And then now, Roman Reigns gets in the feud for the U.S. title, finally wins it. And now his next match is against the Universal Champion. It's like it never ends. There's like
remind me to tell you something after we're done here. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry for breaking the fourth wall here, but remind me to say something about the whole Finn Balor to the a what if scenario, and we can talk about it next week. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So there's always this glass ceiling above everybody, and the brand split was supposed to help this. We have, more people, more titles for more people kind of thing. And we're taking the existing titles and we're still giving them to the same people. And SmackDown's guilty of this as well, to an extent. I mean, Miz has the title. AJ Styles has the title. AJ Styles is new, but still. It's like, they're not giving the IC title to Apollo Crews or Baron Corbin or anything. I don't get it. And if he wins the Universal title, it's like, well, if you want to add another person to the list of somebody who might not watch Raw and might only watch YouTube clips, I might be that guy. If it wasn't for my dad, who wants to watch it, I might be.
And it's not that I hate anyone on. I enjoy people on the Raw roster. I probably view them higher than or think of them as higher tier talent versus the SmackDown roster. But it's just man, it's just so. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating to watch, and nonsensical in so many ways. And ultimately, so much of it just doesn't matter. Like just things happen, and things happened, but other things happen the next day, and they don't necessarily make sense. Anyway, I hate to be so negative and to bring things down. It's just but you know, Raw has done well the past couple of exclusive pay-per-views of completely changing our opinion of like coming out. We've come out of it positive compared to where we how we were going into it. So hopefully they do it again. Hopefully they surprise us again.
You know what this match needs? Some random dude in the mask coming down and attacking somebody for no reason whatsoever.
Random mask.
Everything.
We need something.
We need something. We need something that's not going to be like predictable, not going to be expected, not going to be done for the 13th week in a row, like Jericho coming down and helping Owens win, or you know, we need something like
just something different.
Cassius Ohno coming down and laying out Roman Reigns, saying he should have been the guy in Shield, and then all of a sudden it's Cassius Ohno versus Roman Reigns for the U.S. title. It's like, it's out of nowhere. That's an IWC thing. Like, no one knows who the hell Cassius Ohno is, but hey, listen, it's topical and it's different, and you know, it's different. That's all I can say. You know, Rich Swann comes down and goes all funky town on Roman Reigns. Like, it just God, I hope Roman. You know what? If Roman Reigns wins this match, I hope he goes after Rich Swann for Rich Swann's title next.
Yeah, really do the Bobby Lashley gimmick.
I'm
actually on board with that.
Why not? If you're gonna give him both titles, why doesn't him and Rollins go after the tag title then? And then why doesn't he eye down Sasha Banks?
I'm actually on board with him doing the Lash. Like,
why not?
Like, how about make him a monster? How about make him a guy that picks on everybody? Like
cocky heel NXT Roman Reigns who doesn't have time for a backstage interview. Like, he starts the backstage interview and he looks at his phone and he's like, I gotta go. And he just walks out. Like, why don't we get that Roman Reigns? Why do we have to get this lovable teddy bear who's 8 feet tall and 420 pounds of muscle, and like he's just always got to be the underdog? No, stop it. Stop it. This has my attention.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so do we have any more shenanigans, or have you called them all? Have you called them all in the ring, Larry?
You have one. I don't have any.
You've called a lot already, though.
David Arquette.
A lot of masked men. What if? Hey, how about this?
Hold on. Okay. All right, I'm on my Aftermath slide now. Go ahead.
What if Sami Zayn gets completely destroyed like we predicted, and then later on in the show, El Generico shows up? Sami Zayn's dead.
Sami Zayn doesn't get any more title see, this is where we needed Mick Foley. Like, you had your match, you're done. And then El Generico runs in, and there's our guy with the mask. El Generico runs in and attacks Braun Strowman. So it's not Sami Zayn doesn't have any more matches with Strowman. But El Generico can fight Strowman.
Yeah, there you go. I like it.
But we need Foley for that, so.
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever.
So maybe on January 2nd we can get that. Maybe Sami Zayn disappears until January 2nd, and then he still is disappeared because now we have El Generico. It'd be fantastic.
And no one knows who it is.
Yeah. So, I mean, why would you? I mean, he's El Generico, right? So
from the piano, 1993. The voice you hear is not my speaking voice, but my mind's voice. I have not spoken since I was 6 years old. Lord knows
good morning,
why.
Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. I'm the Duke. He's the Larry. Stay positive. More than we have tonight. We will see you after Roadblock. End of the line.
Geyer.
Lower.
Don't get it.